season, you really wanted to honor this team and this building. That 12-0 team picture is up there already. At the end of the hallway.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some days them seeing there's a new one right when you come out of the. I don't know if you guys have access to that. At some point down that there's a hallway. We put a whole wall in for tribute of them, and then also in the other, there's going to be 2 walls devoted to those guys. Also, when you walk in the the trophy room of the Woody Hayes, there's a banner that says undefeated season. When you walk in the indoor facility where it says the national championships, there'll be, obviously it wasn't a national championship, but it's going to say an undefeated season. So there's going to be my history with players, and they like that. They like to come in and bring their children, bring their families in, and say Dad was a part of that, or I was a part of that. So we tried to do the best we could.
And for a successful college coach, we've seen it both with Chip Kelly this offseason, Brian Kelly this offseason, interviewing with NFL teams. Just what's it like when you're at the top at this level, and there is that next level, there is that NFL allure? What's it like for you're in that position, being a successful college coach, and that being out there?
Well, probably we're humans, and so I'd say I don't want to speak on behalf of Chip, but he's flattering probably. You probably a guy like that would say that you're always looking for challenges, not that the Pac-12 in Oregon, because he's got his hands full every week. So I'd say any time that situation does show up, you kind of take a look, and then then you move on. If it is something that is really appealing to you, you see what happens, and that's what's going on now, I guess, when guys start interviewing for jobs and listening. But I can't speak on behalf of them because I've never talked to them about it.
Did you get a call?
No.
Right over here, Jeff.
Just for Sports Bulletin. Just talking to some fans here since the national championship game. They do have the question, what can Ohio State do to catch Alabama? I mean, it's almost like a one program thing. I'm just wondering, as coaches, do you ever think about, what can we do to catch one program, or is it more just sort of a general get better everyday thing?
24/7, every second of our life. Yeah, we're trying. I wouldn't say just catch them, but I just told you A&M beat them, and I've watched that game a bunch. And I have great. I went and watched Oregon against Kansas State. I think those are 2 of the finest programs in America. We got to go catch them. Everybody's trying to catch the best. Some people are probably trying to catch us. So I think that's one thing. That's probably say the thing that there's certain things that coaches really dislike. There's other things that coaches love and savor and that's that. There's nothing else I'd rather do than watch these other programs and kind of figure out how they're doing it. How do we get that or do that, or how do we beat that? And I think Alabama is certainly the national champion, but there's some really good teams out there that do some really things that kind of fit what we do, and we're in the process of doing that right now.
Left, Matt.
Matt McCoy, WTVN. I know you can't get back the practices you didn't get for a whole, but without them, does it make anything more important? Is anything different this off-season and also in spring ball? Do you change anything because of that loss?
Well, I already did change a bunch during the fall. We did a lot more things with the young players that maybe I wouldn't have done if I knew I had the bowl practice. But the way I look at it, we have to catch 15 practices by August, or we're not as good as our rivals. We're not as good as our teams that we have to beat. And so we have to find those. And I've had multiple meetings with our strength coach. There's going to be areas set up throughout the indoor facility where they can go out there and get their extra work in. Obviously, the football position, the fundamentals of tackling, fundamentals of leverage, those are the things that you don't do that by sitting on a bench press. But a lot of it they have to do on their own. But we're going to make it user-friendly. And the great thing about this facility is you got the weight room, you walk out 5 steps, and you're in an area where you can go do that. Some places you have to walk 15 minutes, and it's non-functional. So we're going to, I don't know, I'll let you know by August, but and I'm going to meet today, we have 15 practices to make up. And we're not legally allowed to have a whistle around our neck and coach you. So if you want to be a very functional football team, there has to be some self-driven leadership amongst groups and collect those 15 practices. And it'll be interesting to see how it gets done, because it's on the players. The coaches can't force them to do it.